Rediscovering America. The district was originally carved out of land donated by the states of Maryland and Virginia, but in 1846, Virginia took back its portion, leaving the current boundaries of Washington, D.C. The district has its own local government, but Congress has the ultimate authority over its affairs. The district also does not have voting representation in Congress, which has led to the slogan "taxation without representation" among its residents. Fact 2. Washington, D.C. has a population of about 631,693 people as of 2023, making it the 20th most populous city in the United States. However, the population can swell to over 1 million during the workweek, as many people commute from nearby states like Maryland and Virginia. The city also has a high population density, with about 9,856 people per square mile. The city's demographics have changed over time, from being predominantly white in the early 20th century, to being predominantly black in the late 20th century, to becoming more diverse in the 21st century. The city also has a large immigrant population, with about 14% of its residents being foreign-born. Fact 3. Washington, D.C. is home to many iconic landmarks and monuments that represent the history and culture of the United States. Some of the most famous ones include the White House, the official residence and office of the President, the Capitol Building, where Congress meets and passes laws, the Lincoln Memorial, where Abraham Lincoln's statue overlooks the reflecting pool, the Washington Monument, which is a towering obelisk that honors George Washington, and the Smithsonian Institution, which is a group of museums and research centers that house millions of artifacts and specimens. These landmarks attract millions of tourists every year, who can also enjoy guided tours, ceremonies, and events that take place at these sites. Fact 4. Washington, D.C. is also known for its cherry blossoms, which bloom every spring along the tidal basin near the Jefferson Memorial. The cherry trees were a gift from Japan in 1912 as a symbol of friendship between the two countries. Every year, there is a National Cherry Blossom Festival that celebrates this beautiful event. The festival features various activities and performances that showcase Japanese culture and traditions. The peak bloom date of the cherry blossoms varies depending on weather conditions, but it usually occurs between late March and early April. The cherry blossoms are a popular attraction for locals and visitors alike, who flock to see them in their full glory. Fact 5. Washington, D.C. is one of the greenest cities in the United States, with over 20% of its area covered by parks and gardens. Some of the most popular ones include Rock Creek Park, which is the largest urban park in the country, National Mall, which is a large open space that hosts many events and rallies, and Georgetown Waterfront Park, which offers scenic views of the Potomac River. The city also has many initiatives and programs that promote environmental sustainability and conservation. For example, the city has a goal of becoming carbon neutral by 2050 and has installed over 200 electric vehicle charging stations. The city also has a bike-sharing system called Capital Bike Share, which has over 4,000 bikes and 500 stations across the city. Fact 6. Washington, D.C. is also a cultural hub, with many museums, theaters, galleries, and festivals that showcase the diversity and creativity of its residents and visitors. Some of the most notable ones include the National Museum of African American History and Culture, which is the newest addition to the Smithsonian Institution, Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, which is a premier venue for performing arts, and Adams Morgan Day Festival, which is an annual street festival that celebrates the multicultural neighborhood of Adams Morgan. The city also has a rich musical heritage, with genres such as jazz, blues, go-go, punk rock, and hip-hop originating or flourishing in the city. Some of the most famous musicians from Washington, D.C. include Duke Ellington, Marvin Gaye, Chuck Brown, Bad Brains, and Whale. Fact 7. Washington, D.C. is one of the most influential cities in the world, as it is the seat of power for the United States government and a major center for diplomacy and international affairs. The city hosts many foreign embassies, international organizations, think tanks, and lobbying groups that shape global policies and decisions. Some of them include the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the United Nations. The city also has a significant role in global security and defense, as it is home to the Pentagon, which is the headquarters of the Department of Defense, and Arlington National Cemetery, which is a military cemetery that honors fallen soldiers and veterans. The city also hosts many parades and ceremonies that honor the military and commemorate national holidays. Fact 8. Washington, D.C. is also one of the most educated cities in the United States, with over 55% of its adult population having a bachelor's degree or higher. The city has many prestigious universities and colleges that attract students from all over the world. Some of them include Georgetown University, George Washington University, Howard University, and American University. The city also has many libraries and research centers that provide access to a wealth of information and knowledge. The most famous one is the Library of Congress, which is the largest library in the world, with over 170 million items in its collection. The library also hosts many events and exhibitions that showcase its treasures and resources. Fact 9. Washington, D.C. is also one of the most diverse cities in the United States, with people from various ethnic, racial, religious, and linguistic backgrounds living and working together. According to the 2020 census, the city's population was 45.4% Black or African American, 40.8% white, 11.3% Hispanic or Latino, and 4.7% Asian. The city also has a large LGBTQ+ community, with about 10% of its adult population identifying as such. The city also has a rich and varied cuisine that reflects its diversity and history. Some of the most popular dishes include half-smokes, which are smoked sausages topped with chili and cheese, mumbo sauce, which is a sweet and tangy sauce that goes well with fried chicken and fries, and Ethiopian food, which is served on a large platter with injera bread and various stews and salads. Fact 10. Washington, D.C. is also one of the most fun and vibrant cities in the United States, with many attractions and activities that cater to different tastes and interests. Some of the most popular ones include visiting the National Zoo, which is home to over 2,000 animals, enjoying the nightlife at Dupont Circle, which is a lively area with many bars and clubs, and exploring the culinary scene at Eastern Market, which is a historic public market that offers fresh produce, meats, cheeses, and baked goods. The city also hosts many festivals and events that celebrate its culture and community. Some of them include the National Cherry Blossom Festival, which marks the arrival of spring, the Smithsonian Folklife Festival, which showcases different cultures and traditions, and the 4th of July celebration, which features fireworks and concerts on the National Mall. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about Washington, D.C. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you next time.